Alright, here we are. It's almost the end of the year, meaning it's time for Martin's Top 10 Best of 2019. I know the year isn't quite out yet, but I doubt anything that's coming out yet that I haven't seen is worth putting on this list. I could be proven wrong. We'll find out. So let's start off with our honorable mention position. And our honorable mention is Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. This movie is great. It's a great continuation of the Kevin Smith series that I am so highly praised in the top 100 and still pepper through a bunch of other videos that are yet to be made. But this is a great movie. It's a funny movie. It's basically about Jay and Silent Bob going on a road trip to stop the creation of a Blunt Man and Chronic movie. Now, if you're going, that sounds exactly like Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. It's a reboot. It's got to have a similar plot, right? It's also a sequel to that movie. And it's just great. It's hilarious. Kevin Smith does a great job. Jason Mewes is funny as crap. Ben Affleck is in it, which is amazing given the fact him and Kevin Smith had a falling out recently. But Ben Affleck is in it. A bunch of the people from the other Kevin Smith movies are in it. It is a good time. Chris Hemsworth plays a hologram, and that should make anyone want to go see this movie by itself. So, Jay and Silent Bob Strike, rebooting. Reboot. This thing. Number 10, The Dead Don't Die. This is a zombie comedy. I wouldn't rank it as high as something like Shaun of the Dead or Zombieland, but it's definitely right up in there. This would be my number 3 favorite zombie comedy, I guess. You got a great cast featuring Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, Steve Buscemi, Selena Gomez. We'll throw Selena Gomez in this movie, why not? You got Adam Driver, Danny Glover, Rose Perez, Carol Kane, Tom Waits. It's a great cast. Basically, fracking has caused zombies. Don't ask me why fracking has caused zombies, but it has. And they start eating up a small town. Number 9, Shazam! Well, apparently I'm not endowed with the powers of the gods. Alright, well, number 9 is Shazam. This is a great superhero movie. I've always loved the character of Shazam, even back when he was called Captain Marvel. And this is a DC property, so don't get that confused with the other Captain Marvel who's in Marvel. This is Captain Marvel from DC, now called Shazam, to make sure that confusion doesn't happen. So, Shazam. It's an origin story, so it tells how Billy Batson becomes Shazam, which he can never actually say his own superhero name, because that's also how he activates and deactivates his powers. It seems like a giant problem, but it's not addressed in this movie. It just is a giant problem. It is a good movie. If you like superhero films, this is definitely DC's best superhero offering in a long time. A lot of people love Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Those are good movies. I think this is better. So check it out, Shazam. It is definitely worth your time, even if you've written off DC. Number 8, Jojo Rabbit. This is the newest movie from the director of Thor Ragnarok. I'm not going to say his name because I will butcher it. So I'm just going to say it's the same director as Thor Ragnarok. He also plays Adolf Hitler in this movie. So, you know, make a movie, play Hitler, why not? It takes place in Germany, obviously during World War II. Jojo is a small boy who is very much a young Nazi and wants to follow in the ways of the Fuhrer, so much so that he sees Hitler as an imaginary friend. Can't make this up. His mother, played by Scarlett Johansson, is more of a kind of underground revolutionist who has taken in a Jewish girl and has her living in the walls. Jojo eventually discovers the Jewish girl and is faced with the problem of, now when you physically have someone living in your house who's hiding, who you should turn in to be destroyed because you're all Heil Hitler, but you actually see them as a human being, what do you do? It is a great story. You also get great performances by Stephen Melcher, Sam Rockwell, and Rebel Wilson. It is a hilarious movie and definitely worth checking out. Number 7, Glass. This is the final part of the East Rail 187 trilogy. I might have gotten that wrong, so don't correct me. This is the final part. It's Unbreakable and Split are the first 2 parts. This is the conclusion to it. I really don't care for Unbreakable. No matter how many times I've watched that movie, I keep going, why? Why? Split I enjoyed. This I enjoyed more. and I enjoyed it so much more than Unbreakable. It is a really good story of three people who have special abilities who are being told you don't have special abilities. They are very actively trying not to prove that they do not have anything special about them, just for them to continuously prove the contrary. You get Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, and James McAvoy playing these three characters, and it's a good time. Although Sam Jackson's character is the title character, he actually doesn't speak for the first hour of the movie. But then he comes into it, and it is just amazing, because he plays the mastermind, the one who's putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, trying to screw with our superhero, Bruce Willis, who's unbreakable, and working together with James McAvoy, who has 30-some-odd personalities inside of his body, including a hulking beast. It's a great movie. It's a lot of fun. Check it out if you've never watched it. Watch Unbreakable and Split if you want that extra bit of knowledge going into it. But really, this is the superior movie. Number 6, Ready or Not. It's a movie about hide and seek, but a satanic version of hide and seek. Basically, we have a bride. She marries into a rich family who got rich off of board games. You find out they got rich off of the board games by making a deal with the devil. They never really call him the devil. They call him Satan at the very end, but they refer to him as Mr. LaBelle through the majority of this film. Mr. LaBelle makes this deal to make them rich and famous under the rules that, one, they have to make sacrifices, normally goats, and two, every new member of the family, unless born into the family, so the married-in ones, have to play a game. It could be anything from chess to Old Maid, or hide and seek. But if you pull hide and seek, that means that person has to be a ritual sacrifice. Our bride pulls hide and seek, meaning she gets to hide anywhere in this giant mansion while the rest of the family seeks her out to sacrifice her to Satan. It's a really fun movie, and again, it's essentially about a very satanic game of hide and seek. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Number 5, Avengers Endgame. There'll be people who tell me this should be higher on my list. There'll be people who tell me this movie should be lower on my list. For me, this is where it goes. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it. It was a fantastic conclusion to the Marvel Infinity Stone saga, although I guess Spider-Man Far From Home is technically the last part of that, but really, this is the conclusion. And Black Widow it takes place before, who cares? But this is the conclusion portion that started with Infinity Wars. It's a good 3 hours. You don't feel like you're sitting there for 3 hours. It's a good superhero film, and it's definitely worth the praise it's gotten. Number 4, Pokémon, Detective Pikachu. I was really surprised with how well this movie was done, given the fact it's based on Pokemon. Not that I have anything against Pokemon. It's just turning that into live action seems like a daunting task, but I think they did a great job with this. They have a lot of Pokemon in the movie. They look great, and it's got a decent story. Plus, you get Ryan Reynolds' voice coming out of Pikachu, which is hilarious. Basically, a son goes to the city to clean up after their father has been killed. They find their father's Pokemon who has amnesia and now can speak to them through the voice of Ryan Reynolds. Or with the voice of Ryan Reynolds. They then embark on to solve the mystery of what happened to the boy's father. And what else is going on in this city. It is a lot of fun. If you've never seen it, sit down with it. It's definitely worth watching. Number 3, Joker. My top 100, I covered this one. I'll go into a little more depth now. Basically, it's the story of Joker. This is a great DC movie. It doesn't take place in their DC universe. It is its own thing. It is a great story of Joker. They don't paint him as a good guy. They don't paint him as a hero. They paint him as a villain, which is amazing. Because I've seen too many movies now where they try to take a villain and paint them as the hero because they need the heroic figure for the movie. This one, they paint him as a flawed person. At worst, he's a flawed person. Or at best, I guess. At best, he's an incredibly flawed person. At worst, he's evil as crap. Or he's very mentally imbalanced. But it's a great movie. Joaquin Phoenix does a tremendous portrayal of this character, showing all the depth and the essence of what makes somebody become the Joker. Generally, you never get a backstory for the Joker in Batman comics. This is a great backstory, and I am perfectly okay with everything they do in this movie. It is a really good time. If you've never seen it, check it out. It is 2 hours of your life worth spending. Number 2, Knives Out. This is the most recent one I've seen on this list, and it was really hard to place it because I knew I really liked it, but I've only seen it once. But it's one of those movies I walked out of the theater and went, it was all right. And then I started thinking about it, and I went, that was actually pretty good. And then I started thinking about it some more, and after it sat with me for a while, it got better and better, and that's how it got onto the number 2 spot. It is a murder mystery in the style of Agatha Christie. Now, if you watch the Top 100, you know I love Murder on the Orient Express. I'm excited for Death on the Nile to come out next year. So this is a great filler in there. It does a very good job telling the story of a murder mystery writer who shows up dead one day, and his family who is backstabbing and trying to get their hands on any piece of the pie that is there that they can get their hands on. It boasts super strong performances by everyone, and if you've ever gone, I want to see Chris Evans do a really good movie where he is not a superhero or any type of comic book movie, here's the Chris Evans movie to watch. Number 1, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I openly saw this one 3 times in theaters. I didn't need any good reason to go see it. This one I went and saw 3 times for the sheer want to see this movie again and again. If you're looking for a movie with a very great plot and great substantial plot that's there through the entire movie, this is not the 3 hours you want to spend, because the plot really is the last chunk of the movie. The rest of it is all character development. It's building up to who Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio are. It kind of shows you who Sharon Tate was until you finally get to the actual night of the Manson family murders. That's really what the crux of this movie is, but sometimes they say it's the ride, not the destination. And this is one of those movies. Either you'll enjoy the ride to get to the destination, and you'll enjoy the destination, or you're not going to enjoy the ride, and the destination may not be that great. I loved the ride, and I enjoyed the destination. This is a great movie. It's definitely worth seeing, and even if you're not a huge fan of Quentin Tarantino, it's still pretty good. Alright, well that was my top 10 movies for 2019. Thank you, don't forget to subscribe and leave some comments about some other great 2019 movies I might have missed. And don't forget, leave some comments or some other suggestions of top 10 lists you want to see, because that's how I'll know what the crap I should talk about next. See you next time.